Okay, hopefully this will be the final one, part 10. I really hope I don't have any long ones like this again, but I guess we'll see. Hopefully this will be the end of it. As I said, hopefully she won't say anything too stupid to where I have to pause it for longer than a few seconds.
The same.
I guess I should ask you what you would say the same is. Like, what's your...
Well, I know that you talk about how sex is biological and that gender is a social construct. Is how you presented it a long time ago. But I also know that you, I think rightfully, talked about how there's a lot of pseudoscience on LGBTQAIP blogs that talk about a male brain and a female brain and transgenderism. This is one thing, maybe you can help me with this, with LGBTQ. I think that's LGBTQ. Some people add AIP.
Oh my God, no.
What do we do with the B?
The B?
Yeah, bisexual.
I'm not sure I understand your question.
Well,
you mean like
bisexual means there's two.
Oh, right.
That's problematic.
Right. Okay, I think I see what you're saying. Bisexual, well, at least in the research, refers to sex, right? So male and female. Whereas gender would be a different, like the non-binary designation refers more to how people interpret their sex in the world. Okay. Not necessarily about genitals, more about how you, the masculine or feminine, or androgynous energies.
But then the acronym makes no sense because you have one that's biology, bisexual, and then transgender, which is gender, societal. They've got to change the whole acronym.
Well, some people have made the criticism that sexuality or sexual orientation and gender identity are two very different issues, and so they shouldn't be on the same acronym. I disagree with that because I think they all kind of fall under, they all have a lot of shared traits and shared struggles that all fall under anybody who doesn't have a normative, just a conventional, what we consider a mainstream sexuality or gender identity, so those things have shared characteristics.
Okay,
but yeah, they're different. They are different.
Yeah, well, bisexual would be sexual, so it's basically someone who's attracted to a male or female biologically versus gender. So a bisexual could be attracted to a male biologically who identifies as, your guess is as good as mine at this point.
Any gender they identify,
Okay. Yeah. And that's one thing I think that people on the right have had, and since you talk so much on sexuality and gender, how many genders are there? How many pronouns are there? What do we do? So since it's a societal issue, what do we do societally to deal with this? How many can be put in a driver's license? What do we do with voter registration? It's an ever-changing rule book.
Yeah. I don't know. What do you think?
I think that.
Two?
Yes.
Only two? Yep. Yeah.
I do.
Well.
Nope. I agree with what he was saying. So you do realize applications on fucking forms and shit will be long as fucking shit. If you turn around and go, well, I am a non-binary, basically like you're ordering a fucking Starbucks coffee and shit. I'm a non-binary, blah, 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 blah. Your driver's license would be this, like a fucking passport and shit. This is just really getting stupid. It really is getting just because of you dumbass children just want me. I want mine. I want my identity. You can have your own fucking identity. Great. But we're not going to change societal rules because it's going to keep expanding. It's going to continue to expand. Well, no, because you're going to have somebody turn around and go, well, I'm one of those green aliens from Star Trek, so I'm a non-binary green, whatever the proper name for those aliens are, whatever. It's just stupid. It's really getting stupid now, people.
Well, I think there are practicalities to that view. However, I also think that a lot of people just experience themselves and the world differently, and they want language to describe their experience and their identity. And
no, I'm not going to sit here and go, so you're going to have somebody turn around and go, well, I'm a furry but not a furry that dresses up like a teddy bear. I'm a furry that dresses up like a horse. I mean, seriously, y'all do realize there are other things out there other than your just whole LBD whatever. Oh my God, LGBT whatever the hell that stupid shit is. There are a lot more sexual like things, identity things out there. So you're gonna end up having somebody that's gonna be, well, I identify like that one older man that identifies with being like a 9-year-old girl. So you're going to have somebody that's going to be, well, I can't even comprehend right now what the, if I sit down and literally just start writing this shit out, I know I can write this stuff out, but it's ridiculous because, as I said, you're going to have somebody that goes, well, I identify as a 9-year-old girl, dress like a furry every so often, have a sex doll. I mean, seriously, it's the, if y'all really like, say, take episodes of CIS, the original one, the CSI, the original, TV show in Vegas. And they touched on a lot of those conventions, of the furries, of the bondage thing, those are all like choices. Those are all other things that deal in this. People, oh, well, this is the difference between sex and no. A lot of people I've met in the S&M community, it's not about sex. So it's not a sex thing. It's who they are. So she just insulted a lot of people I know that are in the whole sadomasochist, slave master groups. And, I mean, there are a lot of these communities, and they don't believe in it being a sexual thing, that it's who they are. So are we now supposed to, well, I'm a non-binary dog furry, but not just any dog, Rottweiler furry, 9-year-old girl. I mean, is that going to be all on the fucking application for fucking your driver's license and shit? I mean, and y'all do realize, well, why do we even need gender on there? For identity. Your driver's license is not just your driver's license, it's also an ID card. It's also meant for your identity. Because if you don't have a driver's license card, you still need to get an identification card. That is our law. So you're going to end up having somebody who commits a crime, and now we don't know what race they are, gender they are. Now we fucking will know nothing about the damn person at all. Fuck it. Just open the borders and let everybody fucking in, because screw it. We don't need to know who anybody is. Well, why should we know who anybody is? Just in case somebody breaks the fucking law and now we don't know who the hell committed the damn crime. Hello, we just had a mass shooting here in El Paso. Do you think that we were just gonna go, well, we don't know who it was, because it was some non-binary, genderless. Well, were they tall? Were they short? Well, we can give that. Okay, did they have long hair, short hair? Okay, we could give that. But okay, were they male or female? Well, I don't want to say. I don't want to say because I don't want to insult anybody because I don't know what their gender identity is. Okay, what did they look like? No, I don't want to say because I don't want to be that I'm considered, because it could have been a female that looked like a guy. Oh, but I don't even want to say that. See how stupid this is getting? If we have no identity, how do you have a fucking identity? You can't. Oh my God, as I said, my brain hurts when I start trying to figure this shit out of how stupid fucking these dumbass liberals and feminists are. They are beyond retarded. I don't want to insult retarded people either, but oh my God, they are stupid. They're just dumber than dirt.
I think that's a positive thing. It doesn't hurt me. It doesn't hurt anyone else. I think the question of like driver's licenses and stuff, or what kinds of laws should govern, sex specific spaces, things like that. Yeah, there's complicated issues that.
It's not complicated. We have identification so we know, because we have borders. This is our sovereign country. That's why we have identification for shit. We need to know who the fuck you are. I would like to know. If somebody commits a crime, I would like to know who the fucking person was. It's not some, maybe we need to think about it. No. Y'all need to just fucking stop being stupid. We are literally not going to change these stupid fucking laws just to suit you dumbasses. Oh my God, I swear to God, if that ever happens, it just... Oh, good Lord, these people are fucking dumb. They're dumb.
We'll have to mesh out and figure out how to make it work, but...
There's no way to make it work. There is... As I said in the very beginning of my this series of videos, you cannot please everybody, so don't even bother trying. And these stupid fucking liberals live by that principle. Try to please everybody. Try to please everybody. That is impossible. Absolutely impossible. Unless you're fucking God or something, where you're omnipotent. But for humanity, it is impossible. Because a woman's not going to represent me. I'm not a woman. I'm mixed, but I can't turn, I'm black and white, but I can't turn around because of the way I look and go, well, I'm just a white person all of a sudden. I don't have the hair. I don't have the skin color unless, I'm just an overly tanned, white person. As I said, I really didn't want to pause it for too long, but this bitch is making me just pissed. We need to figure out a way so, basically so we can make everybody happy. Impossible. Do they not know you know what? Actually, I don't think they do. I truly do not think liberals know the definition of the word impossible. We can make it work. It's impossible. You cannot make everyone happy. As a matter of fact, you're not making us happy. And you don't give a fuck about us conservatives. So obviously you don't want to make everyone happy. You just want to make you fucking people happy. Which, of course, by the fact that she's being attacked by her own fucking people also shows you can't make everyone happy. So why are you bothering to try? Why say that piece of shit lie? It's like you can't even, I'm sorry, if I were Crowder, I'd be like, hey, so you're basically trying to say that you want to try and make everyone happy. Well, that's funny because you're not making people happy within your own fucking group that have turned on you. So if you can't even do that amongst your own fucking group, how are you supposed to do it on the scale of the entire country?
In terms of how what pronouns they wanted to use or how they want to describe themselves, I don't give a shit.
No, fuck you. If I don't know who the fuck you are and I notice you're a damn woman, I'm going to call you ma'am. I'm going to say woman as proper, the way I was raised. Manners. If I see that you're a man, I'm gonna fucking say that you're a man. Unless you're dressed like there's this one transgender, whatever guy, girl, I don't know how you say it, but guy trying to be a girl, but you obviously know that it's a fucking man and everything. I've never had a conversation with this person that works at the VA and everything. The fact that you're dressing like a woman and you're going out of your way to try to be a woman, I will respect that. But if I don't know what the fuck you are and you're not, as Jeff Foxworthy, here's your sign, you're not wearing a fucking sign, I'm not going to confuse myself and stump myself up by no. Well, you could just ask, but no, because aren't you dumbass liberals going to get offended if I ask what gender you identify as? Aren't you going to get offended by the fact that I just didn't know? So, no, fuck you. I'm not doing that shit. Fuck you.
Live your life.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think anyone here does either. But that's why someone like Jordan Peterson is so popular, because we're well past that, and now we're at the point of compelled language. In Canada with the bill there, and we have it in New York where landlords can't use the wrong pronouns for fear of being sued. So we are past it. It is a legal issue now. It is a political issue.
Well, when does anyone ever like? I see what you're saying. Well, C-16, I think Jordan Peterson just really misrepresented that bill. I read the bill. I read all of the legal language. I did not see what he was saying in any of the language of that bill. And I understand the sort of, what's the name, like a snowball effect, right? Yeah. We're so waking up this morning. No, where where someone now we open the door to this and what next? And people said that about same-sex marriage too, like, oh, you can marry a man, now you're gonna marry your dog or whatever.
Yeah, well, I think that's I think it's a valid argument. Just saying it is not an. What do we do now with what about the males dominating young girls' sports now in high school? Transgenders, whether it's wrestling or track. What about people who've been jailed in Canada for engaging in what they consider hate speech? We've had them on the show from people who run bed and breakfasts.
People went to jail
for in Canada for hate speech.
What was defined? What was the hate speech?
Yeah, that's a problem. Either hate speech exists or it doesn't. One of them, Mike Ward, was actually put before a human rights tribunal and fined. And now it's being on appeal. So he's the one who's been on the show most recently. He made a joke about a kid with a disability who was on Make-A-Wish and was on effectively the Canadian version of American Idol. And he made a joke that was deemed offensive and was put before a human rights tribunal and accused of hate speech. Stephen Boisson was a pastor who spoke out and said, "I'll never marry two men. This is the religious view of marriage." That man was fined and I believe served jail. It happens all the time.
Just for saying that?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, well, if that is indeed what happened,
and that's what the bill involved.
I would want to fact check myself. But if that is indeed what happened, that is messed up, and I don't agree that I support freedom of speech. People should be able to say whatever they want, including hate speech, which is I am anti-hate speech, but I think that there's a tricky problem with trying to restrict people's speech in any way. And the subjective lines around what is considered hateful, the only line that I draw really is when you're inciting violence.
Sure.
I don't think that is protected speech. So
no, it's not. We agree.
Philosophically, but yeah, I mean, if this became a huge problem in the United States, I might have more sympathy for that argument, but. As it stands right now, nobody's being sued for using the wrong pronouns or whatever.
Oh, yeah, they are. Hello, it's ma'am. That whole mess at the fucking GameStop or wherever the hell that occurred, that was all over the news. Did she not fucking see that? Did she not fucking see that? If it is, if it's really a problem and I were to observe it, you haven't observed the same news that we all have?
Right. Who?
Landlords in New York to start with.
Can you give me some names? Because, I haven't heard of that, and I'm pretty.
Well, I just gave you two, and if I keep giving you names and facts, and you say I don't believe you, you're doing the Naomi Wolf, and then you have to fact check you afterwards. So this is in New York. Yeah, landlords in New York. We've written about it on the site extensively. We have plenty of professors who've gotten in trouble, obviously, for improper language. I can't give you every single name, but I've just given you a handful. So
exactly for one landlord, Stephen. You're saying landlords.
What's the law? It's the law. Yeah, it's the law.
The law in New York, as far as I know, okay, is that
you have to
have bathrooms for bathrooms for a lot of genders, right? Like 20 or 30 or something, at your place of business.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about landlords and misgendering. So there are laws now about misgendering, and the reason we come back to the point is why it's important. I think maybe the fundamental issue here, maybe you and I can find where we agree, is where does sex, in your opinion, and gender begin, and how do we recognize that? Because it's one thing to say, I don't care what someone says, they want to put on a dress and go in and call themselves Nancy. Fine. I think both of us agree. Couldn't care less. But where does sex stop and gender begin? And how do we define that legally as to protect the rights of everybody else who may not agree with this and may express it through speech?
Well, I don't think there should be, punishments for misgendering unless it's being used in a way that is deliberately meant to harass or abuse someone. You know, an accidental misgendering someone, or even if you just like can't get it right, I don't think that is a compelling case for criminal activity. But in general, like if it's part of a pattern of harassment and abuse toward someone, then that's a different context and a different story, you know? And I think that in general, people should just try to respect each other and just
Well, that's rich. Fucking liberal feminist is trying to say about respecting other people's opinions and respect. Fuck you. Okay, whatever.
You know, just try to be kind to other.
She may not necessarily be that way, but her fellow feminists and fellow, oh my God, I'm getting tired. Fellow liberals, they don't believe the same way. They're out there harassing, attacking, verbal assault and everything else, and they feel they're allowed to do it. So obviously you're not going, well, actually she is going after her own people. That's the reason why she's being outed or ousted from being a liberal and a feminist and getting death threats and everything by her former fellow fucking feminists and liberals. She's actually getting death threats and shit because she was like, hey, we're going a little too far, guys. This is a little ridiculous. Oh, how dare you? Oh, they must have gotten to you. You're one of them now. No, we're getting a little out of hand. Period.
For people, and even if you don't understand why they have pronouns that are different or why they feel this way, just try to understand and be nice to other people, you know, and if it gets nasty, like let's come back to our shared where we see things from eye to eye as human beings.
Yeah.
I agree with being nice. Absolutely. I think it's important if we're going to restructure society, how we view sex and genders, as you put it, like differentiating between the two. I think it's important that we don't completely restructure it and then say, by the way, if you weren't along for the ride, you're an asshole. If we're going to start fining businesses, if we're going to start punishing people for speech, I think the onus is on people to say gender is separate from biology, and this is why you have to go along with it. Otherwise, you know, we put you in jail or fine you. And I haven't heard a compelling argument for that. I think that's foolish.
Yeah, well, I don't think we should put people in jail or fine them for those sorts of things either. But it depends on what laws, you know.
But it's your people that are doing this stuff.
You know, one of the debates that I find really interesting is about, you know, sex and sports. Like you mentioned before,
he asked
where trans women are playing alongside cis women, people who were born biologically male before transitioning, and you know the way that affects your physicality. We know this is just, you know, basic biological facts that males are on average larger and males
stronger,
are on
faster,
average have more muscle, whereas females have more fat and, you know, have different reproductive capacities. So, you know, those are the situations where I'm like, this is really rough, because I don't think that we should tell people who are what to be, but
it's not rough. Say what the fuck you need to say. It's not rough. A fucking transgender woman should not be competing against cis women. The sport is for fucking actual women, real girls, real women. You want to be a woman? That's great. But we all still know biologically you're a male. You're not going to compete with women. No. Y'all want to create a fucking separate sport, you know, sporting gender thing for just transgender women, then go right ahead. But you are a guy. You are biologically a guy. You're going to be bigger, stronger, faster than a cis woman. Period. It's just like if a woman were to turn around and take fucking steroids and testosterone and shit, which is illegal, to bulk up and whatever and shit, to all of a sudden to be able to cheat and win these events? How is it that you literally have these things in your body naturally because you're a fucking male and you get to compete and that's okay, but this real woman isn't allowed to take stuff to compete with these fucking transgender people you just let into the sport? If you're going to let them in and they naturally have testosterone and shit in their system, which is going to make them, because they're fucking men, stronger and everything else and faster or whatever than a regular woman is, then you should allow the same thing for a woman to basically compete. Cis women cannot compete with a transgender woman. It's not, you've already seen it. Track, weightlifting, wrestling, we've already seen it firsthand. So if you're allowing this transgender woman to basically cheat by competing with women when they have natural testosterone and shit in their body, then you should allow the cis women to be able to compete with that, to take fucking testosterone and steroid if they want to compete with it, to make it equal again. You've literally made it unequal by allowing transgender women to compete against cis women. You've made it unequal. But I thought we were making everything equal. Again, I keep pointing it out that you fucking liberals and feminists and shit, y'all are screwing up nature. I'm not saying this as a religious person. I am a naturalist minister. I am an actual licensed minister, naturalism, which I'm not, what I mean is it's a kind of a form of Wicca, but I don't, the whole Wicca, that's another issue. So it's not a religious view that I'm, nature. You guys are fucking up nature and biology. Stop. Just fucking stop.
So think that there are some biological realities with sex, and those pose some difficult questions, and I think people need to be honest with themselves and with others about what's fair and what's not. Otherwise, we're going to get into a situation that disadvantages females who are smaller, who have different athletic skills and different abilities, because our bodies are a bit different.
I agree with you. I think a challenge comes in there that a lot of people consider, as you've experienced.
Just the same way as men are different. Not all men are 6'1", 6'6", 200. Not all men are that way. You're going to have your 5 foot nothing, weak ass, pansy ass, soy boy fucking men. So, oh my God. I don't know why y'all keep trying to, all men are, just, trying to keep the woman down and everything, and all men are men. No. There are plenty of fucking men I look at them going, yeah, you might as well put on a dress. You're not, you ain't a man. You're barely a fucking man. It's like a Chihuahua's barely a fucking dog. So no, you're going to have differences, not just in your sexes biologically. You're going to have differences, period. As I said, I'm 6'1", over 260. And it's like, you think that that the little 5 foot is going to compete with me? No. So there are differences in that aspect.
Consider that hate speech. Consider what you just said, Bush. And everyone is rushing with the legislative baton. So that's where it's important to determine where you are. If you draw the line at sports, some other people draw the lines at words. Like the New York law, like we're talking about, or in Canada, which is so far gone. Free speech doesn't exist in any other country outside of the United States. So, and that's eroding here. So everyone has a line. Right. And I guess my question is, how as society do we define that line? It seems like to you it's things that are physical, sports, but
because the real tangible physical reality is sex. Yeah. You have a penis, I have a vagina. Your body is different than my body, right? So that's just a physical reality. Now, those realities can be shifted a little bit with various medical interventions. And I think
whoa, because I pointed that out in another video. Surgery is not going to change biology. A pill is not going to change biology. So just because there's this medical science that could give a woman a penis and give a guy a vagina does not change your fucking biology. It doesn't. As I pointed out in other videos, there's no magic pill that fucking changes shit. The genie doesn't exist that way that I know of to fucking magically change your gender, like genetically, like literally on the fucking biological level. The girdle of masculinity and femininity, you know, from D&D does not exist right now as far as I know to change you literally biologically into the opposite sex. Just because you have a fucking surgery does not magically make you the other fucking gender. Oh my God, does she really not pay attention to what she's saying?
It's difficult because, you know, somebody who is competing, a trans woman who is competing again alongside cis women, it's hard to say like to what extent a trans woman's body is just like a cis woman's body with medical interventions, and to what.
There is no medical intervention that completely will remove the fact, as I said, there's no magic right now to that level that I know of that completely on the fucking atomic level making you a woman if you're a guy or a guy if you're a woman. There's no magic fucking pill or wish that does that as far as I know right now. There's no technology. There's no machine to just like a fucking drive-through to go through that like genetically makes you to the opposite sex you are. So I don't give a damn what fucking surgery you had. You are still this, what you were fucking born as. That's it. The only thing that may change or be different is if it's a person that's an actual hermaphrodite. That's it. But then again, those would be like, okay, you have both genitalia kind of thing.
Extent we see these differences just naturally amongst cisgender women anyway, right? Like women are different sizes as well. So where do you draw the line of like?
That is not even close. Just like there are different sizes of fucking men. Just like I said about the story about my son earlier, you know, one of my sons, that you're not going to have the little peewee person compete against my son who's like my height, you know, big ass, you know, boy. You're not going to put a little fucking peewee person in there and think he's going to be equal to my son in football. You cannot turn around and say just because there are different sized women, we should allow transgender women to, no, because those different sized women aren't in those fucking sports either.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I agree with you. I'm just saying that these are like nuanced and difficult.
They're not nuances. Again, here you fucking liberals want to try and please everyone. That is impossible. It is impossible to please everyone. It's impossible. Impossible. Unless you're mind controlling everybody around you, it is impossible to please everyone around you. Stop with this bullshit of, well, we got to find some way to make them happy. Thing is, have you not understood that these fucking liberals and these new wave feminists are never happy? Ever.
Be really logically consistent about it, right? And you want to say like, well, this is the cutoff for size. Well, what about when you have a female, you know, a woman who is born really big, and you know, you see a lot of athletes who are just like kind of anatomical anomalies.
Yeah.
Basketball players and stuff, like they're huge. They're not the average
this
size.
Is where,
not your average dude.
But it's still a woman.
This is where generalizations are important.
Still a woman.
And necessary. And I think you said it's nuanced, but I don't hear a lot of solutions. This is coming from not yourself.
I don't have solutions. I can't solve these problems. These are very difficult issues.
I don't think so.
Have, like some agenda that I'm railing on.
No, I know you're not. I'm saying I do think there's only one solution. Just like when I've talked about abortion with other people, there's only one consistent line, like I said, to draw logically, and that sex is biological, and that's how we draw the line sociologically. The idea that gender and sex are very different is a very new idea, right? I mean, it starts with, you go back to Simone de Beauvoir in the 40s, then you have John Money, and then really this idea that it was non-binary only started in the 80s and 90s with Judith Butler. Even people talking about transitioning, I know you've talked about this, still it was identifying with male and female. So it's a very new idea, and we're restructuring everything on something that's just not, it's not defined in science, it's modern gender theory.
Right.
So it's reductive. The solution is reductive. You're right, it's reductive.
Science.
No, I agree. I think that's a legitimate critique. The problem that I come up against.
See, for all you that may come across this, you gender studies idiots, professors, whatever, that may come across this particular video right particular now when I'm going to say this. I can, because I had this argument, as a matter of fact, a couple of years ago, where somebody, it was on Facebook, somebody had said, there was something that was on there, and I posted my response, and they were kind of trying to call me transphobic and all this other bullshit and everything. And I was like, oh, so you get to have a surgery to change your sex, not your gender, your fucking sex. You know, you get to change that because you get to have some kind of fucking surgery and take some damn pill that adds extra estrogen or adds extra testosterone or whatever, something like that, or, you know, or whatever, you know, and then, you know, well, because I truly believe that I'm this gender, you need to honor that. Well, I can just literally say, I truly believe that I'm a fucking dragon. Is that going to magically make me a fucking dragon? I guess I can. Now, mind you, I did find out that you can legally do this. Because we actually called downtown El Paso and said, can I change my race? Can I change my race to be that of, because it was one video that was posted and I ended up posting something on Facebook. It was years ago. I got to go through all my posts. I have a ton of posts, but about the older gentleman who was identifying as a 9-year-old fucking girl and shit and everything. And I saw that and I was like, oh, you sick fuck. And it was one of those, I turned around and so I was like, so if y'all want to open this can of worms, I posted this. I was like, if y'all want to open this can of worms, then that means I get to turn around and I get to pick what I want to pick, and fuck it. Because there was that meme of, if you're going to be basically anything in life, be a dragon kind of thing. So I took that meme and I was like, hey, well, fuck it. If you get to choose what you are, there was that one who basically wants to be considered just non-binary alien and shit and everything. I was like, well, fuck it. I'm a dragon. And I actually thought about it. I said, hey, I'm wondering if you could actually change your race. Because if these fuckers could do all this dumb shit, I wonder if I could change my race to be dragon. And B called. I didn't know she was going to do this. She called downtown El Paso and said, hey, this is a serious topic that I'm going to ask you about. But we're watching this stupid video about changing your gender and your race and all this other crap, and I get to identify as whoever I want to identify. And it's like, is there any law that says I can't change my race to whatever I want? An elf, dragon, unicorn, whatever. And the person thought, she was joking. And she goes, no, I'm being quite serious. And she explained why, because of these dumbass liberals that believe this bullshit. And sure enough, the person she spoke to down there said, no, there's no legal precedent that says you can't come down here, file the paperwork, and change your race. Literally change what you believe that you are. Not that it's actually magically doing it, but you can actually legally change your race to what you want. And I posted on Facebook, oh my God, fuck, dude, we got to do, I think it's like, I forgot how much it was, 50, 60 bucks, something like that. But I posted on Facebook, dude, we got to do this. I posted it on the main post itself, which I can't remember what page it was or whatever on Facebook, but I posted it. I said, hey, by the way, do y'all know that y'all, at least here in El Paso, Texas, that y'all could literally go downtown and file the paperwork and change your race to whatever you want it to be. And people are like, no, you fucking can't. Yeah, no. We called and found out you could actually do that. You can actually go down there and change your race legally. And people were like, holy shit, well, I'm going to do it. Well, as I said, so I posted to my friends as well. Hey, we need to do this. We should all do this shit. So everybody did start posting that, hey, because I was like, no, I'm not talking about like over the course of, no, I said we should plan this out. And as a group, like a whole bunch of us, fucking go do this shit. And I at least got like 20 or 30 people to like, yo, let's plan this shit out and we're going to do this. So, but this has been a few years that have passed already. A couple of years, 2 or 3 years. It's already passed now. But yeah, I'm still going to do this and I'm still get as many people as possible to do this. I mean, to actually plan this out and fuck it. We're all going to go down there and change our damn race to whatever the fuck we want. Because we asked. I mean, as I said, because of this non-binary alien, and then the other one that was, I'm trying to legally become to change my everything to be a 9-year-old girl and all that stuff and everything. So, as I said, it wasn't like changing your race as in, okay, I'm going from black to white. I said, I was like, no. I said to whatever. And somebody on the Facebook was like, oh, so you're just making a mockery of this. I said, no, y'all made this a mockery. I said, if you open this can of worms, somebody's going to fucking make y'all eat those damn worms. So, yeah, I want to do this. I want to get as many people as possible, have the money already there, and go downtown and start and literally file the paperwork to change our races to whatever the fuck we want. And as I said, I was like, no, I ain't talking about from black to white or whatever. I said, no. They want to make this to where this is this fucking stupid now of being a damn alien and all this other bullshit. Have you met a real alien? How do you fucking know what a real alien looks like for you to go, well, this is what, I feel an alien. How do you know? From what are you? And aliens don't have a gender. And aliens are like, did anybody ever ask you that have like Project Blue Book showed up at this motherfucker's house going, hey, we need to take this bitch back to the Air Force Base because obviously he must have met aliens because he obviously knows what they have no gender. He knows that what foods they like. It's like, seriously, dude, just fucking dumbass. But as I said, no, y'all want to make this that much of a mockery and everything, these dumbass, mentally disturbed people and shit, then we're going to make it a fucking mockery too. No, it's not a mockery. We really believe this. Well, see, here's the thing. As I said, I'm a LARPer. I also belong to a LARP group that, was with White Wolf as far as the Vampire the Masquerade. I'm part of the Vampire Society within AmpGuard as well as outside of AmpGuard. So I could change my race to vampire. I actually really can, for one, because legally I can do it. And two, I've been a part of the Vampiric Society, within, as I said, the LARPing community, as well as in the real world. So within the goth community and everything else. I've been a part of this Vampiric Society for years. Shit, more than 20 years, as a matter of fact. So, shit, fuck it. I might as well change my race to Tremere Vampire. For those of you who don't know Tremere, White Wolf, Vampire the Masquerade, Or nah, I don't see me Cappadocian. Definitely not Malkavian. Oh no. I'm a sociopath. I'm not fucking like the Joker and shit. But yeah, the Tremere, yeah, that would seem to fit me. Definitely not Ventru because I'm not a blue blood. But I had friends that posted, back, well, fuck, because they also White Wolf too. Well, I'm going to turn around and say I'm a gangrel werewolf. As I said, y'all want to make this to where this is this can of worms that's opened. And see, here's the thing. I'm not just a conservative, as I pointed out in earlier videos. I am a nerd, a geek, just one that happens to be over 260, who hunts, shoots. But so I'm not some just little liberal fucking, I just, no. I know what y'all are talking about. I understand what y'all are talking about. So when y'all try to talk to me, like y'all think, oh, look at this guy. He's a big guy. He must be a jock kind of thing. I'm like, well, actually, yeah, I am a jock. But at the same time, I'm also a nerd and a geek. And it's funny because I've been this way my whole life. And like Sheldon Leonard nerds who I went to school with or known in real life, actually don't believe me until they actually no, I've got my Magic cards. I collect comics. I'm a ranked Magic the Gathering player. I got from fucking first edition, advanced D&D, all the way to 5th edition. I even have 4th edition books, even though none of us really, we experimented. We beta tested for 4th edition. We beta tested for 3rd edition. We beta tested for 3.5. As I said, I'm a beta tester for Wizards of the Coast. So when it comes to a lot of D&D stuff, I usually get a lot of that shit first because I'm a beta tester for them. So it's funny plus I also collect the novels, the Forgotten Realms, of course. Dritz to Worden, baby. I played Everwinter, anyway. So it just gets me. I'm just going to finish it here because, there's still like another 7 minutes left, but she really is just an idiot. He literally is asking her direct questions and she's just doing everything she can to, fucking Neo and Matrix and shit. She ain't answering a damn thing, which is all liberals, which is all feminist. Y'all can talk and talk and talk, have nothing to back up the shit you're saying, and then actually dodge sensible, intelligent questions. Y'all are just dumber than dirt. Y'all really are. But this is where I'm going to leave off on my video. As I said, when people look at me, they just think I'm just this conservative, kind of person, army guy, whatever and shit. And then they actually find out that I'm a nerd, geek, all that stuff. And as I said, a lot of people question it. No, you're not. No, you're dude. I paintball. I paintball. As I said, I'm a LARPer, live action role play. By the way, I have a maxed out mage class in Amtgard. I have a maxed out monk class, which I was guild master of monks on the King's Guard. As I said, nerd, geek, all of that. No, I'm not a knight within the group because I actually am anti-knight when it comes to that shit. So I don't have the white knight belt, the combat knight and everything. But the reason why is because I never wanted one. I could have squired under Trinity or a couple of other people and stuff. I told them no. I turned it down. I also am a tribal leader within the Saracen tribe of, Amtgard. I have all these accolades. I have all of these titles within Amtgard. And so as I said, I'm a LARPer, I'm a nerd, geek, all of that. But when people see me, they look at me as like, oh, he's a fucking jock. He don't know shit. He ain't no nerd. And then they find out I was, military intelligence, microcomputer technology degree, and they're like, what? They're dumbfounded. It's like, what the fuck makes you people think that nerds all look like fucking Sheldon and Leonard and Howard and Raj and shit? That's why, as I said, it's one of the things I did not like about the show, is that they made all nerds be that. Like, oh, all nerds, you know, because, oh my God, we're all hanging at the comic book shop and nerds can't get a girlfriend and shit. Do you have any idea, like, how many girlfriends I've had and the lifestyle, the wife, like, all of it? Are you fucking kidding me? Which people are like, well, Mark, you're the exception. No, I'm not the exception. I know a whole bunch of fucking LARPers, SEAers, you know, amp guarders, D&Ders, other role-playing games, online gamers that are fucking nerds, geeks, all that. And all of them are fucking jocks as well. Going to the gym, buff as fucking hell. Where is it that you guys think that all nerds are these little people? I don't understand that. These weak little fucking soy boy nerds and shit that have no coordination. I don't know how to throw a ball. And where do y'all get that? Didn't the movie Airheads promote that? Didn't the movie Airheads promote that nerds come in all shapes, sizes, walks of life? You know, it's fucking dumb as dirt to just think that fucking nerds are just, you know, these little, as I said, Sheldon and Leonard pieces of fucking, you know, tiny ass little fucking soy boys and shit. No, that's no. Oh my God, just ridiculous, fucking stupid. Here's the thing, and I think I should be the go-between, people like me, between these liberals. I really do. Because, as I said, they look at conservatives as being conservatives. Like, we're all just, you know, these fucking hunters and men and all this other shit, which I am one of those guys. But at the same time, I'm a liberal, you know, I am liberal as in the fact of I'm a gamer. I'm, you know, a role player, D&D'er, you know, online games, you know, I am a DM, I am a GM, I am all of those things. You know, I don't know why y'all think there's a side to choose. To me, I just care about who's best for the job to run shit. Well, this person doesn't represent us. You're never going to fucking find someone that's going to represent everybody. That is impossible. Do you fuckers all agree with everybody that lives in your fucking house that's related to you? Seriously doubt it. We're talking from sports teams or anything, or politically. All of that just within your own, as I said, and I've had this argument with many people, just in your own home, you're not going to be coming across people that all agree with you. In your own house, you're not going to come across people that are going to just completely agree with you. It doesn't work that way.
I think I like.
So to sit there and believe, as running your district for that matter, your fucking neighborhood watch, let's go that small. You know, people are going to have difference of opinions. People in your own house are going to have differences in opinion. People within the state level, the city level, are going to have differences of opinion. People are going to, so you think the president is supposed to represent all of you? Well, you do realize, because you already have political parties as it is, you're not all united anyway. Well, I'm a Democrat. That person's a Republican. That person's an independent. That person's a Tea Partier. So already you're already fucking separated. Whoever's going to run is not going to represent all Americans. Period. So you dumb-ass liberals thinking, because you truly must believe this dumb shit you're fucking spouting, thinking that everybody is going to just, you know, everybody's supposed to represent, they're supposed to represent all of us. You do, again, the word impossible comes to mind. That is impossible. If that person's Democrat, they're automatically not going to represent me. The person's Republican, they're not going to represent you. That's automatically right off the bat. So where are y'all getting this bullshit that the president's supposed to represent all of us? If you already know it's a different party, then you already logic. As I said, I live my life based on as much information that can be gathered, logic, facts, figures, numbers, statistics. Statistics are great because statistics don't need to represent everybody. It just needs to represent a sample size and everything that represents a percentage. And we know that. But for y'all to think that the president is supposed to somehow represent everyone, how did Obama, who is I don't even want, oh my God, I don't even want to get into that. Black person, fake American, because I still don't think he really is American, or I really don't think so. I really don't. His own brother even came out and said so, that he wasn't. He's a male, also on top of that. So how does he represent women if he's a guy? So he doesn't represent everybody right there. He's black, so he doesn't represent white people. He doesn't represent Asians. He doesn't represent Native Americans. He doesn't represent the Hispanic community. So again, he's not identifying. See this out again, how dumb liberals are. They need to represent all of us. That's impossible. What you're going to think if somebody calls themselves non-binary, they represent all sides? Well, I'm going to tell you automatically, no, that fucker isn't representing me because it's not a guy, but I'm non-binary. So therefore, no, you're not a guy. So you don't know what I know. You don't feel the way I feel. Also, you're white. No, I'm not white. I'm an alien, non-binary. Oh my God. You're fucking white. I don't care what you identify as. You're a white person who's pretending to be an alien, non-binary and shit. You don't represent me. In the end, I don't give a shit what the fuck you say and what you are. In the end, I'm telling you, because I'm allowed my fucking opinion about what I'm saying about what pertains to my life, just like you pertaining to your life. You don't represent me. I'm allowed to fucking say that. You don't represent me. You didn't live my life, so you didn't go through the shit I went through. You don't know. So no one human can say they represent everyone. So for you liberals to be stupid enough to believe the bullshit that other fucking liberals and socialists out there say that I represent the people. Which people? White old Bernie Sanders doesn't fucking represent me. I don't have millions of dollars. I ain't white. I'm part white, but I'm not a white person. So no, you don't represent me. Sorry, you don't. Hillary, she don't represent me. She's a woman for one. She's a white woman for two. She was privileged for three. So she literally she was born with the silver spoon and bred and raised and cultured into Hillary Clinton. So she sure as hell doesn't represent me. I'm not some blue blood. So she definitely doesn't represent me. Well, Donald Trump's the same thing. Yeah, but he's acknowledging that he can't represent everybody. He's just trying to take care of the majority to take care of the country. Here's the thing. The things that the president is supposed to take care of has nothing to do with gender, race, none of that. Really doesn't. The things that I want him to pay attention to are the economy, which shouldn't have race attached to it, gender attached to it. It's the safety of our money, the safety of the stability of our country, border security. He needs to pay attention to that. That's got no race attached to it. It's about being an American, not a Black American, not a white American, not a Hispanic American, American. Well, I can already see somebody dumb going, well, it does have race because he's trying to keep the brown people out. No, he's trying to keep people out who are not American. Why can't y'all get that stupid shit through your skulls? He wants it to protect America. This is an American issue, not a racial issue, not a gender issue. American. Our society. Let me see, economy, border security, the security of our country, military. That's another big job of the president. His job is not to get into these stupid little made up fucking details of non-binary, LGBTQ, none of that is supposed to fucking matter to running the country. Well, because of rights. What rights do you fuckers do not? What rights do y'all not have what rights? Well, I want to get married. I don't think anybody gives a fuck about y'all being married. Here's the problem where it becomes the whole marriage thing is because y'all want to get married in churches and things like that, where now that's not a government issue, that is a religious issue. And again, we have freedom of religion in this country too. You cannot change a law to attack a fucking church when we're supposed to have religious freedom. But that's what's happening. You have people suing churches because you gays want to get married in the church when the Bible clearly fucking says no. So this isn't about, well, I'm a Christian. No, you're not. You are some newfangled whatever Christian. You are not Christian based on Christianity or Catholic based on Catholicism. You are some new wave whatever fucking Christian or Catholic or whatever. And then you want to try to change the religion. Ooh. How about you just, because we do have religious freedom in this country, right? How about you just create your own fucking religion and get married that way? You know you can legally do that, right? Y'all didn't know that? So instead of going to these churches and then trying to sue these churches, why don't you create your own fucking religion and get married that way? Because it's still legal. Create your own fucking religion. I don't care if your God is spaghetti, for all I care. Create religion and get married that way. The marriage is still fucking legal. As long as we changed those laws to where you can legally be married, then fucking do it. Nobody gives a fuck. Fucking do it. But when you want to start changing laws and things that are going to affect the entire country because you want to get married, or make up some other dumbass shit that y'all want to make up, then no, now I have a problem. Your marriage doesn't affect my life. I don't give a fuck about that. But when you want to start changing shit that will affect my life, like my security, my safety, trying to come after my guns because you don't feel safe, I don't know you, don't care about you, don't give a fuck. And I'm sorry, you're not going to take away what's going to defend me or protect me because you're worried about some criminal that you're not even going to be able to protect yourself from because they fucking got their weapons illegally. I don't care if this person stole this gun or this person. Yeah, see, that motherfucker that here in El Paso, his mother even called and warned them. So see, this isn't about a nationwide thing. This is about somebody needs to be fired. He was already diagnosed with mental issues as it was. So that should have been caught. Somebody dropped the ball. Then when the mom called them and warned them, again, somebody dropped the ball. Not as a fucking nation, but a particular person or persons dropped the ball. That has nothing to do with the rest of the country. Stop trying to change the laws for the rest of the country for the incident that is this bit, you know, literally these people need to be held accountable, not the entire fucking country changing the laws and red flag laws and all this other bullshit for a couple of people's screw up. Those people should be charged. Those people should be sued. Those people should go to jail because they didn't catch the warning signs, But the rest of us shouldn't have to suffer that shit for that shit. Oh man, I'm getting tired. Anyway, so this movie went, yep, definitely tired. This video went on much longer than I could have ended it at around somewhere in the 30s, 40, around that mark. I looked at it, but I figured, I want to get the rest of this out in this one video, and this was my last one as far as to deal with that Steven Crowder thing with Laci Green, because she's a fucking idiot. Liberals in general are fucking idiots. New wave feminists are fucking idiots, because I have feminist friends. I have female friends, straight up feminists. They're like, I don't know what the fuck this shit is. This new wave bullshit. I don't need these bitches trying to represent me. I don't need them trying to change laws and make no, because they feel the same way. If a woman's going to earn a fucking job or earn a position or be a firefighter or a policeman or whatever, they need to do the job the way the job is designed to be done, not changing it to let some fucking 5-foot nothing join the police department and shit. I've never believed in that shit. Just because you can carry a gun does not mean you can actually really defend yourself against me, somebody like me. You're a little, not every job should be for every person. I hate to tell you that. Police should I hate to tell you, but police should not be no 5-foot nothing, 100-pound nothing. That you're a cop. You're public safety. I don't want my cops being some fucking little munchkin and shit. I want my cops to be somebody I know that if shit goes down, that motherfucker can protect people. That's what I'm talking about. That should be a fucking cop. That should be soldiers as well. Male or female, mind you, male or female. I need to look at you and go, I trust that person. That person, just by looking at him, that person I know he's got the power, the strength to protect me. When I was in the military, it was one of those things that if I looked at somebody and I'm like, if we get out in a situation and I'm like, is this person actually going to be able to like fight as my equal out there in the field, or am I have to pick up this little shit slack? That's not racist or gender or any of that bullshit. That is literally my life is on the line too. And we are in this unit together, and apparently I got to do 2 to 3 times the work because I'm a big person, and shit. And that little shit, are they pulling their weight? Are they really going to be able to pull their weight? If shit hits the fan, is that little person actually going to do anything? What the? I need to know, because my life is on the line. I need to know if that person, can I trust that person to have my back? Not in the trust of that person, but seriously, that little weak ass motherfucker, am I supposed to say that that person's got me covered? Or do I need to like have eyes in the back of my head, which you should anyway, but I need to be doing, as I said, 2 to 3 times the work to make sure that I don't get killed. And as I said, I feel the same way when it comes to police. I'm not going to trust. I look at some of these police officers and I'm like, if shit goes down, are you actually going to be able to protect and serve? And everybody, well, they got a gun. You do realize a gun doesn't really do. I've had guns pulled on me. Whoop-de-fucking-do. So what? I've disarmed people who have tried to pull a fucking gun on me. So the gun don't mean jack shit to somebody who's actually trained to fucking fight. A gun don't mean shit to me. I've gone through the gas chamber twice when I was in the Army. So all that shit, bear spray, none of that fucking shit. I've been through all that shit. I'll still come at you. I've seen people, even smaller than me, fucking just tank fucking tasers and shit. Be like, oh, you ain't got shit. So that ain't gonna do nothing. I also need to know, on top of your gun, your baton, your fucking stun gun and shit, and your taser, I need to know, on top of that, if none of that shit works, can you still take that fucker down? Oh my God, I have seen firsthand, not on videos and shit, firsthand, big ass fucking dudes just fucking tanking cops and shit. You know, so no. And I'm talking about, this is the same story I was talking about with the taser. The peppers, all that shit, literally just was like, you ain't got shit. So unless they actually would have shot and killed him, which they didn't, you know, but they actually did take him down. But the thing is, as I said, I need to know that my protected and serving police officers can actually handle shit if shit should really go down, that my MP40 isn't there, or my AAR isn't there, you know, or my shotguns isn't there, and I happen to be incapacitated or whatever. I need to know that I'm going to be protected, you know, because that's their job. You know, like the Walmart, if I happened to be there that day, my weapon wouldn't have been on me in the store. And yeah, I'm a big guy and everything, but I'm also not stupid. I may be a trained fighter, but I'm also not stupid. Dude had a fucking AK. So unless I can't get the drop on the dude, I'm not just going to automatically just be fucking cannon fodder and shit. I'm not going to be no damn World of Warcraft fucking peons and shit. No, that ain't going to be me. I'm going to do what I got to do to try and get that person down, but I'm not just going to have no plan either. So as I said, I need to know if shit is going on and I don't have my weapons on me, you know, and I'm incapacitated at the time, that the person whose job is to protect and serve can actually protect and serve. Despite your gun, despite your taser, despite your baton, despite, you know, your fucking pepper spray, without all this other bullshit. I need to know that you actually have the strength. Same if a fire goes down. I'm going to expect some 5 foot nothing female or even male firefighter to basically get me out of that fire. I'm 6'1", over 260. Firefighters should be able to also, I met one at my concealed carry class, was a firefighter. He was a little guy, but he was straight up just freaking, you know, cut. What was, you know, and I was like, damn, there we go. He was a little guy. I know that motherfucker would have been able to pull me out. I know he'd be able to. Just looking at him. As I said, he was a small guy, but I was like, yep, I could trust that dude as a firefighter. Not everybody is meant for every damn job. The real world, people, the real world. And I will finish this part 10, and this is my last one with this particular series. I will pick up another video. I'll try to do these things daily. Oh my God. But this took hours, as I said, because I talk a lot, and I wanted to make sure that I had people to have a background on me, my ideals, you know, my philosophies of things. I used to be a very peaceful person. A lot of it. I hated guns, as a matter of fact. Couldn't stand guns. Hated guns. I thought they were a coward weapon. You know, I believe that people should be able to fight mano y mano, you know? And then it just started escalating as, you know, the older we got. You know, people were carrying knives, no big deal, trained to deal with knives. I mean, I would like shoot bow and things like that and stuff, you know, really good at that. Got a composite bow and a compound bow. Want to buy a really great crossbow eventually here. But I hated guns. Hated guns growing up. Couldn't stand guns. Then I joined the military and I was like, well, this is pretty fun. Oh shit. But even then, that was still more geared to rifles than anything else, especially my M16, you know, when I was in the Army and everything. But handguns still didn't like. Couldn't stand handguns. It wasn't until just this last year that I actually finally got a handgun. So this is what, 40 at the age of 48, you know, I could not stand guns. But I also realized with all these mass shootings and things going on, I'd rather be able to be, you know, defend myself, not to rely on the cops taking 20, you know, minutes to fucking get there and shit when everybody else is already fucking dead and everything, you know, as many people are already fucking dead and the cops never showed up and shit. Or like in the case of here where a person called and said there was a fucking shooting going on and the dispatcher didn't believe that there was a fucking shooting going on. A person actually ran into a officer physically and said, hey, there's a shooting going on in the Walmart, and the cop didn't believe them. Because cops are still not perfect. Shit happens. I'd rather be able to protect myself. Well, then again, I also lived that life dealing with, you know, getting jumped. And when I was a little nerdy, little skinny ass fucking kid when I was younger, which is why, you know, really concentrated on getting more into martial arts and bulking up and things like that as I got older. But I was that little kid who used to get picked on, but I'd still fight my own battles regardless. Despite being a little skinny kid, I'd still fight my own battles and win. But anyway, as I've said in my other videos, and I probably will keep pointing this out, I don't give a damn about trolls. I'm going to fucking block you if you're a straight up troll. If you're just a person that wants to have a conversation, we could talk. I'm good with that. I will definitely have conversations with people. Straight up. I've been that way my entire life. Like Steven Crowder says, change my mind. Which I've argued this with my friends, family, ex-wife, all of that shit. Or my wife at the time. You know, you're just set in your ways. You're just set in your ways. Nobody can change your mind. Yeah, you can. You can change my mind if you back it up with the evidence to go with just your running your mouth. If you can't back it up, if you can't show me any actual evidence, then I'm just going to say, well, then fuck you. You know, I don't want to hear your opinion on things. I want you to actually know what the fuck you're talking about and be able to show me what you're talking about. If you could do that and actually have the evidence, because there have been a couple of times where I was wrong about stuff and I was like, oh, well, I didn't know that. Well, you changed my mind. See, it does happen. It does. Oh my God, it's a miracle. It does work. You can change my mind. You can change all of our minds, Steven Crowder, all of us, as long as you have the proof to back it up. We're not on the jock of President Trump. If there was proof of him, actually, I don't even know if I care about him being a racist. He's doing a great job as a president, so I don't give a fuck if he was. He's not, but I really wouldn't give a fuck if he was. Who cares? He's doing the job. He's doing a great job. Who cares what his personal views are as long as he does the fucking job the way the job is supposed to be run? And he is doing the job the way it's supposed to be run. The country first. foreigners, immigrants, all that shit last. Take care of us first. That's his damn job. Anyway, I will talk to y'all later. Try to post, you know, as I said, daily if I can. Try to keep my damn videos short. At least 30 minutes long if possible. All right, it is late here in El Paso. What time is it? Man. Oh, yeah, 3:23. Yeah, it is late. Peace out, y'all.